but go ahead whenever y'all ready.
All right, what's going on, y'all? So look, we're back with obviously the head coach of the Sandy Creek Patriots, Coach Smiley. Coach, 28-21 win, just overall impression of this week 1 victory.
Much needed win to start off the season. We talked about the number 1 and what that means and the meaning behind it, and it's a fresh start. And I felt like we got off to a good start tonight. Obviously, some miscues that caused the game. I felt like to be a lot closer than it should be, but nonetheless, proud of our guys for doing what they need to do to get the win.
For sure. And then, Coach, what was just the message to them in the halftime? 7-7 game. Obviously, it's a defensive battle. Implosion of points in the second half. 21 points. You guys scored. What was the message to them?
Just to keep playing, next play mentality. We talked about that. We felt like we weren't going to get any calls. It was going to be a hostile environment. And I told them, I said, there's going to be something negative that happens. How are we going to respond? And, that was kind of the pregame speech. But halftime, we just told them, just keep playing, and that's what they did. They came out, they kept playing. We busted a long run. We got some stops, and that kind of changed the momentum of the football game.
And then what was your overall impression of your defensive line tonight? Obviously stepping up big. Your linebackers were all over the field. Secondary played pretty well. Corey Hadley had a game.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
I felt like defensively, that's our goal, to try to keep guys at 21 or less. And we did that tonight. We scored one more than they did, and that was one of the numbers that we talked about, just one. One more, whether it's one more point, one more drive, one more tackle, and that's one thing that we're stressing with our guys, is being 1-0 at the end of each night, and not overlooking anybody. We knew we were going to get their best shot because we beat them at home last year, so, I didn't come in here thinking that this was going to be a blowout or anything. I knew it was going to be a tough ball game.
What's your overall impressions of the quarterback? We got to talk about him, Caleb Hill. I felt like he faced him adversity tonight, but his resolve was very good.
He did. Had a bonehead series where he tried to throw the ball backwards and then ended up throwing a pick the next play. But outside of that, he got us into some good looks, based on some calls that were coming in from the sideline. He checked us out of some things that he liked, that he didn't, that he saw, that he felt comfortable with. And that's one of the things with having a 2-year starter like Caleb. He knows our offense, and we give him the autonomy to check if he sees something he likes. So I was proud of his performance tonight. You take away those 2 bad plays, I think he's our player of the game. You know what I mean? We're going to go as he and Amari goes, and we got some guys on the outside we feel like can do some good things, and I think Caleb is doing a good job of distributing the ball to everybody so that they can't just key in on them.
Sure. Last question, Coach. McIntosh next week. Obviously, I know it's a grind, Coach, the regular season. You're trying to build to what you guys ultimately want to accomplish. What's just your mindset? What are you going to tell them to just keep them going for the rest of the year?
Obviously, there's a lot. We're not where we need to be. We want to continue to get better each week. We're not overlooking McIntosh. I told our guys, enjoy the weekend. When we get back on Monday, we got to get prepared for McIntosh. Our goal is to be 1-0 every Friday, and McIntosh is the next step. So, we're going to try to go create a game plan and get prepared for him, and hopefully we can, open up the season at home with a win. And, we're going to have a tribute to one of our guys, Talib Glazer, who passed away this summer. So, really looking forward to that. I think our guys are looking forward to that, to be able to honor him on our home turf.
Coach, appreciate you as always.
Man. Yes, sir.
Great job.
Yes, sir.